All right, we're
Hey
back.
guys.
Yeah, back today after the day after we got back, almost 24 hours.
Ah,
So that
yeah,
was
that's
quick.
right. Yeah.
I slept like 12 hours. What about you?
Now
How long did you sleep?
I went to bed. Yeah, I slept like 10 hours.
Yeah, I went to bed at like 8 and I woke up at 8.
Wow. No, I went bed later.
I was like, I couldn't keep my eyes open.
But my
But
legs hurt though. I feel it. We walked still a long
yeah.
way. Yeah.
So we're just giving you kind of like some things that we didn't record. We I think we're gonna figure it out, but I think we went like almost 200 kilometers by car,
Oh.
by hitchhiking. We walked, I'd say a minimum of 20 kilometers.
Yeah, I think more. Like 20 or a little more.
Yeah, which is a lot. It's a lot. And then just some of the things that we talked about during our long walks and stuff, and just like our experiences with things. We got crying babies. Where's my wife at?
Sai มื่อกี้จะมาkumpeln. Kumpeln mit der Last noch schläger da.
They'll let you jump.
Ja. Sitzen, komm.
Nothing cuter than a baby with an accent, even when they're crying. So good. So, one of the big things is that when it is probably instrumental when God sent people out by twos, is that one person is probably going to be in not such a great mood.
Yeah.
Just that was going to happen. And I needed that other person to lift that other person up.
Yeah,
And
that's
because
right.
that happened a lot. He was way more positive than I was on some aspects. Just his, just like his Ruben's history and his like thing. He's just kind of, it'll work out kind of attitude. I don't know. Maybe you've gotten some of that from your wife.
Yeah, or I just thought it's just like 3 days, you know,
Yeah.
and then I just like, man, it's just time will pass by. And
Mm-hmm.
something will happen. If not, we'll be fine.
Yeah. I knew we'd be fine. I just didn't want to sleep outside my second night in the rain.
Yeah,
it
I
was
didn't want that
raining
too.
and it was like
Cold, windy.
like 40, 50 degrees. It was cold. The wind was blowing probably like 40 miles an hour or
Yeah.
something like that. It was crazy. But I think that's instrumental. We had such we wanted to leave on day on that
Two
last day.
evening.
Yeah, day
Yeah.
2 evening, because just nothing was really happening from about 4 o'clock on. At 4 o'clock, we did meet with those gentlemen, and we got the coffee and all of that, and that was really awesome, and we just got uplifted with that. But then from that point on, we were just getting beat up, and no sleep, being cold, just walking around, no food, nothing happening. Like we tried praying for people and nothing happened.
Yeah, no people on the street because it was raining.
Yep, there's just no one, and so sitting in McDonald's just getting beat up by the devil was not fun.
And I think what also was tempting, we were just 1 hour away from home, and we had the
Yes.
opportunity that somebody could pick us up. So we were like already checking that out in
Yeah.
our minds and thinking about to just end the mission.
And I think,
That was not so good.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And what we just learned, we talked to another gentleman that they didn't even take water with them. And so I'm hoping to get their stuff on here, but them having to go ask for water was an open door. It was another opportunity for God to show up, and he showed up so huge. And I'm gonna get like a quick recap of his thing, but long story short, they fed him, gave him a place to drink, and gave him money. And it was just like God just showed up in a big way when they had even less than what we had. And so you start to wonder, you're like, what if we really didn't have anything, you know? Then God would have had to take care of us in an even bigger way. And
Yeah, and on that 2 and 2 thing, I think it's really powerful in so many aspects. because man is not made for himself. So we could always talk, we could share our feelings, then we could pray for each other or together. When you walk alone, you can still do it, but it's different. And then also interacting with people. Like we most of the time would approach them together, and one would talk or pray, and the other one would like just step in when he was like, the other one maybe was finished with his answer or questions. So we were like coming from different sides, approaching people in their minds and answering their questions, and often that was like very good, I think, too.
Right, and on that same aspect, when you let us into your car, you were gonna get a machine gun fire of Jesus, because it was like Ruben would say something, and then I would say something to bring it, and this guy one of the guys would like, how's your family and stuff? Well, our family was really bad until Jesus came in, and it was just like, it was a barrage of nice. Jesus gunfire, and it was it was like you're gonna get just some crazy stuff happening, and in those aspects, those are some of our best. That was the best way to reach people, you know. Yeah, that's what we were kind of talking about.
Yeah, it was hard. It was like a long, it was feeling so long, just these 2 days, especially when nothing happened.
Yeah.
And we were like really feeling like, God, you're not showing up, nothing is happening.
Right.
And then those people were sending us like Bible verses and encouragements, and we didn't see it. So I was always a little bit nerved. I was thinking, I don't want to get again a Bible verse or word because I don't feel it, I don't see it. And this morning we were talking to that other guys, and they were saying we are not living by sight, right?
Right.
We're living by
faith.
By faith, yeah.
Yep.
And that's what I take out of that trip, that you don't compare what you see or where you live in to your faith or what you believe. If you don't like match it, you will keep on going. And at the end of the day, we did that too, and something happened.
Yeah, something happened.
I was like feeling we were like pressing through a wall, and before I only saw that wall. I never was thinking about a wall which is breaking through or coming down, you know?
Yeah. There was, like in my head on that night, I was just like, and I'm ready to go home. I want to go home, you know. And then they were the like headquarters just kept sending us, and my wife was up and she's sending us information, like just Bible verses. And when you're reading these Bible verses, you're like, yeah, but that's when God's gonna show up. That's when God's gonna show up. That's when that's supposed to happen. That's supposed to happen because, you know, if everything's peaches and cream, then it just doesn't end up, we don't have to rely on God. And so at some point during that, like, our faith changed. Mm-hmm. And I can't even say like our faith did change, you know, because we're like, all right, let's just suck it up and we're just gonna sit in this McDonald's till morning. And at some point the faith changed and it switched.
Yeah, like I think you made a decision. Before, like we were open to like quit.
Yeah.
We were like thinking about it, and then at one point David said, "Ruben, we'll just stay." And then we were like, we had a focus. We'll stay to the next morning, no matter what. And then we were like relaxed again because we were like set in this plan, you know.
Right.
And that really encouraged me and helped. And then we were,
And the things
were happening.
Yeah, the things that probably happened the most, like, is when we didn't plan it.
Yeah, exactly.
And duh. There's Yolanda back there with
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, her little
like
comments on.
Remember that pizza place? We didn't want to we didn't ask for praying or to talk about Jesus. We just asked questions about that club and do we have to pay and stuff. And then things happened, right?
Yeah.
Also the other people, McDonald's, we didn't plan that.
Yeah. We were, I think one more thing on that 2x2 thing. That also goes with the Christian walk. Like if you seclude yourself from everybody on your Christian walk, you're gonna get the crap beat out of you, and there is nowhere to go. You know, I'm like going by yourself, and going on a Christian journey by yourself. It just don't do that.
Yeah.
Because the devil just have brothers and sisters, people that you can confide in the world, not in the world, but that live in the world. Yeah, they just can help lift you up in those times, and see that awesome. But
Also, one thing what
Yeah.
was hard is like when we went out, we had all those stories in mind. You know, people you will find a person of peace, you will find a place to sleep, and then we had this Facebook group with our friends doing the same thing. They get fed, they got money for a gift. They met the person, they were baptizing, all those strong things, and I was really happy to hear that. And on the other hand, I was starting to compare
Yeah.
us or myself to them. And that's where like discouragement and evil thoughts came in. So what I also take out of this is don't compare yourself to others.
Right.
Don't compare yourself to other Christians, because it's about you and God and not about around you, and God is writing different stories with each of us. So
right.
when I like overcame that, also something happened. I was more free then. I was
Right.
like not like expecting it has to happen now, you know.
Right. I think like just when you were saying that, I was thinking like the darker the darkness, the brighter the light's
Yeah,
gonna seem.
after, yeah.
Yeah, and so like we came back and people were like, "Whoa, we heard about this and that," and I'm like, "Yeah," and it didn't seem like it's like, yeah, we went through that, but I mean, it was just something that we did, and but the light was so bright on the end, on the backside of that. It was, you know, so cool.
Yeah.
So
I would do it again, man. It was
yeah, I think
tough, but it was so nice.
I think we'd try to do one in Iowa or something like that.
Yeah,
Just
do
get
that.
dropped off in some crazy little tiny town or something, and it's hard to not have that expectation. I think though too, like, well, this worked the last time, you know.
Right? And then everything
So what if
would
we
be
tell,
different.
you know, it's like at the end I'm telling people, I'm like, yeah, we're doing this and we're doing that, and we set out with no money and no things, and I don't know if in my head that was kind of like just a little bit of bait, like, hey, you know, we haven't eaten in like 2 days, and you know, stuff like that, but people were willing to give, and that was really awesome. And they wanted to help us. And knowing that it was a God adventure too, they were like, "Whoa, your faith is really out there."
Yeah, they liked
and
that.
and you don't get put in that situation unless you get put in that situation where you have to rely on God. But our video is going a little long, but we're gonna have some other interviews from today. I'm gonna try to grab some people that just really short ones, like 3 minutes, not big 15 minutes, because Torben doesn't like, or Ruben doesn't like watching 15-minute videos. Only like short, like,
Yeah, like
he's like
2 minutes.
2
2, 3
minutes.
minutes.
Mine are always like 13, 15, 20 minutes. But
So if you watched all the way to here, you're really good, I think.
yeah, you're doing awesome. And then jump onto Ruben's, and then you can watch like 3-minute videos, and you'll be like, whoa, now I see. But
I have to
all
get
right,
my kids.
yeah, we got.
Alright.
See ya. God bless.